Oh my god, Reese is slow! Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Shady O'Miley. And hey,
I thought Brower was challenged.
Working on something back to and back. So basically what happened is a long time ago, we made a movie called The Ultimate Smash Brothers, as you might remember. And as we were making it, there were things that we just couldn't delegate to one or the other. Brower directed some parts of Smash, I directed some parts of Smash, yada yada. And we were never really totally satisfied with some of the stuff that Brower and his team did. It's just some things that we felt like could have done better if we all coordinated together. And that's where we're going at today. Today, we're gonna be reacting to a scene that I wanted remastered since day one, Mario's death. So, Reese, what are your thoughts on this scene?
Well, I do want to say one thing, but I can't say it because I know someone's going to get triggered by it, so I won't say it. But, this is definitely something that I've been looking forward to seeing for half a year at this point. Definitely not as much as a Brother Shadow, for sure, because that was, a whole nother level. Based on, the behind the scenes of what happened making this new version of Smash, I'm definitely curious to see how this plays out. Can't wait to see Bobby do better than Chris as always. Can't wait to see Mario die in a better way. Spoilers. And I can't wait to see Bowser do some beast shit for all I know. I don't fucking know what he's gonna do. Yeah, so I'm ready whenever.
Yeah, I'm really excited to show you this scene because when I decided to do this whole remaster, this was the scene all of us wanted to tackle. So if this scene sucks, it wasn't worth it. But if the scene rocks, then I guess it was worth it. Oh, by the way, there's Emily. Say hi, Emily. What up? All right.
Hi, Emily.
So, without any further ado.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, bitch ass bitch. All right, I've seen this already. There's the rage boy. Ooh, okay. Foreshadowing. There it is. Ooh. Okay. Sounds kind of like the original, but way different. Hey, electricity. Okay, so Goombas, okay.
Secret fucking service, baby.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it.
said beam swords.
One of the Goombas is Seth, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And yes, Cedar was there that day.
Whoever that is, I love it.
Yeah, that's our friend Dave. Super cool.
Oh. Broward did not do that lightsaber. Fucking mouth went red. I swear, that looked like Bowser out of the video games there for a second. Ooh, fuck. Yeah, Bowser should have never used a lightsaber. Never. These Goombas seem to be giving him a hard time. Okay. Okay. For a second, he got stabbed. I gotta say, this fight just makes more sense than the original. Way more sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. So if you caught it right there, when he was saying that line, fucking Nico actually like salivated.
Huh? Love the callback.
And that was the Remastered. So, I'm gonna take out my headphones for this so I can hear it as well.
Hang on. Alright.
When you speak, wow, that's good. Alright, go for that Dutch angle. That's not even Dutch, that's Portuguese. I don't know how well you can. Wait. Oh. We're doing it. There, wait. We're gonna work it. We're gonna work. Damn. Alright, you're gonna just see forehead. Okay. So, Reese, what are your thoughts?
I fucking wish that I went into this blind 2 years ago. Like, if the original never existed, and this was the first thing I ever saw of Smash, what a fucking shame. Holy shit. And now that I've seen a Brother Shadow, what a perfect setup. The fact that it's not even Luigi going... I'm not going to bring up Chris for obvious reasons, but like, I kind of assumed for whatever reason that like Bobby was just going to like try and go after Bowser, but something would stop him. But honestly, no. The fact that, you know, like he basically got out of that Gooma's grasp and fucking beat him to death, that's way more realistic than just him trying to go after Bowser. I did kind of notice one detail with Bowser at the end.
Yeah.
As soon as he killed Mario, he had a moment of realization, almost like, the fuck did I just do? Like, did that need to happen? And that's why he walks away and and transforms back into Emilio. And I'm gonna say one more thing too. This is the best thing that I've ever seen from Fiverr.
Yeah,
Mario's death.
Period. It's some of the best visual work
I've ever seen. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it was like because like it was literally not only like a reference to the Mario movie when Luigi saves him from Bowser, but it looked like it could have been part of an actual movie.
So let me ask you though.
Just a few questions.
Mario's
lightsaber blowing up, and the sword itself becoming the fire stick.
Yeah, so I was gonna have a question about that. So I assume that the reason why Bowser has two sticks is because he just breaks it in half later on.
So it's fire. It's not that he necessarily breaks it, but because it's plasma mixed in with fire, he can kind of mold that into whatever he wants. Thus the Crimson Cross that you see later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's I like it actually. That makes a lot of sense as to how Bowser can do that in a Brother Shadow.
Not just that too, But how fucked up is it in context now that when Luigi gets stabbed with the Crimson Cross, he's technically getting stabbed by his brother's fucking saber?
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of the equivalent of Vader cutting Luke's hand off, but like that was the lightsaber he used as a Jedi.
Yeah,
And he used it against his own son.
Right. Yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, if I had seen this 2 years ago, I would have lost my fucking shit. But because I know what the fuck happens, obviously not going to be as strong of a reaction. But based on how everything was done, bro, I'm sorry, the original fight can go fuck itself.
Now you get my fucking frustration. I've been saying it forever. Fuck that original fight. I knew I could have done better. And motherfucker, I did better. So here's another question too, because it's going to be a little jarring for most people, but I like to feel like we made it work. Emilio's transformation into Nico and Nico's overall performance in this scene. What are your thoughts?
So, I thought the transformation was pretty smooth. So, like, obviously I can't talk about why Emilio turns into Nico, because controversy, but based on what you were able to work with, it worked pretty good. But Nico's performance, I think this is by far Nico's best performance, period. More than Ganondorf, more than Bowser in Quarantine. And, okay, so to kind of counter Cole's opinion on him thinking that Nico is more terrifying than Taboo, I'm not going to say he is. I think Nico is a different kind of terrifying than Taboo is. Like, with Taboo, he's more of, like, that horror kind of terrifying. With Nico, he's more of that intimidation kind of terrifying. Where it's like, you know that you can't fuck with him.
I really like how into it Nico got, because the reason that that Cole said, and now I can talk about it, the reason Cole said that he was more terrifying than Taboo was strictly because Nico fucking drooled like a mad dog when he's like on top of Mario saying, "I'm your main threat." Like, he is drooling like he's
Going
rabid.
really primal with it.
Yeah, like that's a different level of acting.
Yeah. It sounds like Taboo is more like cold calculating, and that's where his intimidation comes from.
Yeah.
And then there's
terrifying.
And then there's Bowser, who's just brute strength, and his presence is terrifying. And it's not even like it's the unpredictability. It's like if you let a mad dog off a leash, who's he gonna bite?
Yeah, and that's kind of it, because like you can see, and the reason, so Nico starts off the fight with no fire. The redder he gets, the more angry he's getting. That's why I told Fiverr that's why this fight got as expensive as it did, because I basically told Fiverr never to like stop putting him on fire after a certain point, because I needed to be believable that like this guy would be so hell-bent on rage that he would just destroy Mario's hand, try to kill Luigi like in the way he did along with his own guy, on top of killing Mario in the heat of the moment.
I also noticed a stylistic thing between the way you film and the way people have filmed this series before. You'll actually put the inserts in there. I noticed previously it would just be the wide shots and maybe like over the shoulder. You'll actually get up in there and like because that's what a movie is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to capture their emotions. You're supposed to capture almost everything you can, like just enough to tell the story. But like I noticed it's a lot of wide angles and over the shoulder. But here it's like no, we'll put inserts of like shit that's significant so we can telegraph the story to the audience.
Yeah, because like the things that are like important to me are always going to be. You know what's more important than a character crying? The reaction of every other character's reaction to that person crying. That's, for me personally, the action of Mario's death is significant. Don't mistake what I'm saying here. But how did Bowser react to that? Like, what do you think's going through his head? That's another movie within a movie, and that's what I like telling you.
And that's actually a rule of comedy too, where it's like, yes, the comical thing is what is supposed to be funny, but what completes it is the people's reaction to whatever is happening.
By the way, Reese, that reminds me of a few other things. So I got on Bobby's ass about a few things, and I don't know if you caught it in the choreography that he had with those two goons. But at certain points, he was going to use his lightsaber and like clash with the other two people's swords. And I told Bobby he's not allowed to make contact with his lightsaber with those swords because of your criticism with the original one. So if you notice, his lightsaber never actually comes into contact unless it's death.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yeah, I got on Bobby's ass about that heavily. And another thing too is I fought to make sure that like Mario threw that fireball at the very end, because originally it was supposed to just cut to like Luigi getting captured right there and Bowser about to kill him, but I told him I needed a little bit more Koyo to play with for the sake of pacing. And in hindsight, I'm very happy I did it, because it was a 1, 2, 3, not another time, motherfucker. You're going down. You're really pissing me off now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess to kind of go more on like Nico's reaction when he killed Mario. So, like, one, I guess, concern that I had going into this was like, how are you going to explain the gap between Emilio and Nico, and then Emilio coming back in episode 6, and then a Brother Shadow? I think it works, because when I saw Nico talking and doing whatever he was doing, it really felt like Emilio, just as if he was just fucking angry. That's all it really seemed like.
And not just that too, but for the sake of continuity with the rest of the universe, because Nico played Bowser in Quarantine and then in Waluigi, I think it works well because now you have the context of, oh, that's just Giga Bowser. And we never have to hear the explanation for it, but the reason you never see Giga Bowser come back is it's kind of implied later, especially in episode 6, that Emilio was kind of ashamed that Giga Bowser was the person. I let my rage get the better of me. He's not referring necessarily to him regretting his actions. He's more referring to how it happened. I can't believe this is what got in the way between what would have been a very great victory.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, I think it worked really well, so good job.
So, one last question, and then we're going to end this video. Do you see my point now, though? Do you think that this scene makes Luigi Brother Shadow 10 times better?
Yeah, it does. Because, like, in episode 5, the remaster, like, when Mario's about to be fucking killed, Luigi's literally pleading with Bowser to not do this, and he fucking ignores him, and then takes out his anger on the Goomba. So obviously he's already traumatized, he's angry at Bowser, and then when Bowser, comes to him later and says, I've come to say I'm sorry, of course Luigi's gonna be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You just killed my brother when I told you not to. What the hell, man? But unfortunately, Master Hand's a threat, they gotta team up. And then that leads into a Brother Shadow where, it's like, it kind of goes beyond Bowser killing his brother. It kind of goes beyond having to stop him because he's threatening the kingdom. It's because Luigi was in his most vulnerable state, pleaded with Bowser to not do this, and he gave him the finger. So obviously, Luigi has every right to kill him.
And I'm also going to say this as a very haunting thing as a director. So if you watch the entire, like, obviously I think this video is going to come out when the remaster comes out entirely. But like, what I will say is, if you've noticed from episode 1 to 4 of everything that we've done with Luigi, he's been very arrogant, he's been very cocky, he's been like, oh, I'm on top of the world, whatever, I don't care, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And it's, while Bowser's responsible obviously for Mario's death, as the director, I will say, had Luigi not ran away and fought those two guys on his own, instead tried to coordinate something with his brother, Mario would be alive. Make of that as you will.
I did notice that. That's why I said I see what you're doing, because I guess this is kind of like Elliot in Last of Us Part 2. Luigi also blames himself because he got cocky and ran towards those goons.
Right. So part of this is also like Luigi growing up. Like, hey, it's my fault that my brother's dead. I have to go make it right. That's the Master Hand fight. but that guilt still lives with him. He's angry at Bowser, but deep down he's more angry at himself. That's why when Mario, at the very end of A Brother's Shadow, kind of gives him that nod, that's more like, it's more or less implying like Mario, or at least Luigi's version of what Mario thinks of him at that point, is letting that weight off his chest, saying, it's okay.
So that's why. Okay, so honestly, now the negative zone makes so much fucking sense, because I mean, you've never told me outright why he can do the negative. I mean, it's his final smash in the games, but in the NCU it's going to be a little bit different. We've never really gotten an explanation as to how he can do it. But after seeing this and what you just told me, yeah, it's no surprise why he was able to do the negative zone, especially when Bowser says, "I'm glad I killed your brother," because he would have seen how pathetic you are.
Oh, so
going back to him going to the Goombas, so he died.
So that's another thing too. You guys aren't going to be here for this. We're about to cut the video, or we're literally about to jump into the episode 6 fight, and then Luigi Brother's Shadow, and kind of see how that progresses. And honestly, now with this scene in place, some of those lines, including the one that you just said, are going to fucking sting.
Yeah. So I think it kind of like it doesn't really need that much of an explanation. It's kind of more like it's obvious. Luigi didn't activate the negative zone because of the fact Bowser is taunting him. It's because of how he feels about himself during that moment.
If I have to give more of an explanation of it, it's also because like he doesn't know how to control himself around him. At the very beginning of the fight, part of the reason Luigi's holding back is because he doesn't want to let all out, because he's going to lose focus. And like he doesn't want to fight with emotion, just kind of like how his brother would teach him. The second he lets that kind of consume him is when he starts activating the star with like every intent of like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. And that's what ultimately gets him stabbed at the very end of that fight, because all he's thinking about is just his brother dying and him being a failure. Like, I was the idiot that ran away and just wanted to be a show-off, and because of that, my fucking brother is dead. And how do I live with that?
Yeah, and then like you just said like 2 minutes ago, the fact that Luigi is now blaming himself because essentially he contributed to Mario's death. Oh fuck! I just realized Luigi's line in Pokemon now has more weight to it, because he tells Ash, "I contributed to his death as well." And like you just said, when in A Brother's Shadow, when he's just laying there and Mario says, "Luigi," and Luigi has like a sense of relief, like, okay, finally, I can put this behind me and do what needs to be done. So, wow, I did not expect this remaster to be as consistent as I thought it would. Yeah.
So now, Reese, last question. And I really mean it this time.
Yeah.
You've seen pretty much every scene in the remaster now. How do you rate it overall?
Yeah, I guess I have, haven't I?
This was it. This was the last thing you needed to see.
Okay. Well, I mean, the original cut can go fuck itself, as I've said a million times. So I'm not gonna put the remaster above A Brother's Shadow. I think A Brother's Shadow is just a whole nother thing that's gonna be hard to top even with Smash 2, in my opinion. But if this came out before A Brother's Shadow did, oh dude, like easily the best thing in the entire MCU. Better than the original cut, better than Waluigi 2, I'm sorry, Cole. Yeah, like in my opinion, Smash 1, I think it went from like an 8 out of 10 to a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, all because we fixed what was arguably the weakest character in that film. And arguably speaking, yes, as Link himself, I'm saying this, into the strongest.
Yeah.
I have a fucking arc in there though, and you better believe it, like fucking Bobby, I'm gonna come and kick your ass.
Jay, there actually is one last thing that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Luigi with the negative Negative Zone versus Giga Bowser.
Right. So, Giga Bowser versus Negative Zone Luigi. Who do you think would win, Emily?
Giga Bowser versus Negative Zone Luigi.
So Nico is Giga Bowser, and when
Yes.
I say the Negative Zone, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like with the squiggles when he's like fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'll say this while you're thinking. Stylistically, that would be a very expensive but cool fight to watch.
So one more time.
Giga Bowser like Nico.
Giga Bowser versus. Okay, yeah, because in Brother Shadow it was
Yeah.
that Bowser.
Negative.
I think Luigi would still. Well, actually, because this is Negative Zone Luigi, right?
Yeah.
So this is like when he's like in his primal.
Animalistic state, like where he kind of looks like very
So
black.
it's two
squiggles.
beasts going at it with
Yeah.
each other. I feel like Bowser at that point, because the difference between that Luigi, his judgment is out the window. It like he's got one thing in focus and one thing in focus only, and it gives him tunnel vision. That Bowser, even in that fight we just saw, has the ability to step back and like, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? Like he has that ability to do that. That Luigi does not.
Yeah, that's a fair
Yeah,
point.
like, the biggest reason why I would say that Nico would beat him is because I think the most obvious reason is the way to destroy Mario's lightsaber and turn it into the fire
Basically,
blade or whatever.
Right, it is, yeah.
So obviously he's way more powerful than Luigi in that form, but I think also because like Luigi in that form isn't the smartest, he's not really thinking clearly, he's kind of just going out at it. I feel like as powerful as the Negative Zone is, I think Giga Bowser is just too much of a tank, unfortunately.
I agree.
Not just that, I think that Bowser's a little more strategic. I mean, because it's like, if we think about Bowser in any iteration, he's commanding armies, he's taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. You have to have some kind of eye for strategy in order to do that, and I don't think that's any different, even when he is like in his big primal form.
Yeah.
He knows when and where to hit it and where not to hit it.
Like the thing with Bowser in any iteration is that he's been shown to have some form of an IQ. It's just very clear that this Bowser specifically had a temper.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we should end the video here.
Alright, well, thank you all for watching. You ain't gonna see us until next year, probably. Subscribe to Shady, Brower, and Bobby, and Emily, and me, and we will see you on the next one. Fuck the original one. Peace out in the Twitch.